Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into what is literally humanity's oldest, most fascinating mystery, the human soul. We're going to take a highly visual journey into what ancient spiritual texts and cutting-edge quantum physics actually say about who we really are deep down. Let's get right into it.
This is the million-dollar question, right? Where exactly does the soul reside? Are we talking about a mystical entity hidden away in a specific chakra, or, and hear me out, is it something a little more sci-fi? Like, could it be actual quantum information being processed deep inside the physical structures of your brain? People have literally spent thousands of years trying to figure this out. Section 1, the search for the soul. Okay, so before we can go looking for it, we kind of need to pin down what exactly we're searching for. The soul, or Atman as it's called in Sanskrit, is basically the fundamental experiencing element. It's the self. It's pure awareness within a living being. But there's a huge catch here. Ancient sources say the ultimate barrier to actually finding it is us. It's our own mental distraction. Think about your daily routine, doom scrolling, work stress, the constant noise. In ancient philosophy, this state of clouded ignorance and inertia is called tamas. Because our minds are so relentlessly focused on the outside world, we just completely miss the pure awareness sitting right there inside us.
Section 2, Ancient and Quantum Locations.
Now, it's really fascinating to see how even the ancient traditions completely contrast with one another here. On one side, you've got the Anahata chakra. Sources describe this as the physical and spiritual heart center, usually symbolized by 12 petals. A ton of traditions point to this heart center as the literal dwelling place of the soul, the ultimate hub of unconditional love. But then on the flip side, other traditions strongly argue the soul resides in the Agna chakra. That's the center of the mind, what we often call the third eye. In this view, the soul sits up there, right in the center of the mind, steering the body like a master operating a complex machine.
And these ancient texts just love to play with our sense of scale. The Chindogya Upanishad tells us that this self within the heart is smaller than a seed of paddy or barley, yet greater than the earth. Think about that paradox for a second. The soul is described as both microscopically tiny, pinned right there in your chest, and at the exact same time, it's universally vast, bigger than the heavens themselves.
We get another absolutely beautiful, vivid visualization from the Kathapanishad. It describes the soul as a thumb-sized, smokeless flame right in the center of our being. Just visualize that. A tiny, perfectly pure, smokeless light sitting quietly in the cave of the heart, acting as the absolute master of your past and your future. So how in the world do we bridge the gap between those ancient poetic metaphors and modern, hard science? Well, ancient texts treat these physical locations, like the heart or the third eye, essentially as spiritual focus points. They are practical tools to help you turn your scattered attention inward when you meditate. Modern science, though, it's definitely not looking for a literal flame. It's hunting for structural homes inside the brain. And lately, scientists are zooming way, way in on these incredibly tiny structures called quantum microtubules. This brings us to a massive game changer, the modern Ork-Or theory, put together by scientists Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff. They propose a wild, mind-bending idea. What if your brain is actually operating as a biological quantum computer? They suggest that consciousness, which is what we might just be calling the soul, is actually highly complex quantum information. And according to their theory, this information lives right inside those tiny microtubules within our brain's neurons. Even crazier, its collapse into what we feel as conscious experience is driven by nothing less than quantum gravity and the underlying geometry of space-time itself. Honestly, that is a breathtakingly modern way to describe a smokeless flame, don't you think? Section 3, the nature of consciousness.
To explain what this consciousness actually is, the Upanishads use a really famous metaphor. Picture two birds sitting on the branch of a single tree. One bird is the Jabadman. This is the active experiencer. It's busy eating the sweet and bitter fruits of the tree, which represent our daily actions, our messy emotions, and our karma. But sitting right next to it is the second bird, the Paramatman. Now, this bird doesn't eat at all. It just watches. It's the universal, entirely silent witness. And the sources suggest that both of these aspects are fully residing inside of us right now.
Okay, now let's take those ancient two birds and hold them right up against another cutting-edge idea, the spin-mediated consciousness theory. This theory proposes that consciousness actually emerges from the collective quantum spin of microscopic particles inside the brain. In this model, quantum spin acts as this sort of primordial linchpin that connects the physical, squishy brain to the non-local mind. It's almost like quantum spin is the scientific equivalent of that second silent witnessing bird. I mean, could this silent observer inside your own head literally just be a vast collection of quantum spins? It's wild to think about.
But here's the thing. To truly grasp either that complex quantum math or the concept of a spiritual witness, we have to prep our minds. Ancient texts simplify this into 3 states, or gunas. We start at the bottom with tamas. Remember, that's the clouded, distracted, sluggish mind. Above that is rajas, which is a restless, ego-driven, super hyperactive state. To actually realize the soul, the sources say we absolutely have to elevate our minds to sattva. This is a state of total clarity and peace. Only a truly sattvic mind is capable of experiencing that profound inner truth.
Section 4. The journey after death. So what happens when it all ends? Let's look at the scientific perspective first, through that OR theory. Step 1, the physical heart stops beating. Step 2, those microtubules in the brain lose their quantum state. But step 3 is the absolutely crucial point here. The quantum information, the actual essence of your consciousness, is not destroyed. It just dissipates and returns to the wider cosmos. It actually survives outside the physical body. The ancient Hindu texts, specifically the Garuda Purana, paint a much more elaborate picture than just an instant quantum release. In this text, death isn't just a sudden, lights-out end. It is described as a rigorous, 49-day journey of intense karmic purification. The soul has to travel through 16 symbolic cities, with each one specifically designed to help it process the life it just lived. Let's walk through how that post-mortem timeline actually unfolds. For the first 13 days, the soul just sort of lingers near the physical world, still deeply attached to its memories and family. Then, from days 14 to 48, it makes that trek through Yama's 16 symbolic cities to process its karma. And just to be clear, this isn't seen as a punishment, it's really about deep emotional purification. Right around the 6-month mark, the soul approaches the terrifying Vaitarni River, which symbolizes the final absolute letting go of earthly attachments. Finally, by the 1-year mark, it makes its ultimate transition, either becoming an ancestor or moving right into a new birth. Section 5. Liberation or rebirth.
According to the source material, there are really 2 main outcomes for the soul at the end of the line. On one side, we've got rebirth. If the soul still has a bunch of unfulfilled desires, deep attachments, and accumulated karma, well, it returns in a totally new body to keep learning. But on the other side, we have liberation or moksha. If the soul has managed to completely purify its karma and fully realize its true nature, it merges entirely with the universal source. It's totally free, never to be reborn again.
I absolutely love this quote from Swami Krishnananda because it illustrates what liberation actually means so perfectly. He says, "The drop in the ocean does not have to move in any direction to dissolve itself. It sinks into the ocean then and there." It's just a brilliant metaphor showing that a liberated soul doesn't have to pack its bags and travel to some faraway heaven. It simply drops its physical boundaries and instantly, effortlessly becomes one with everything. But for those of us who do end up being reborn, you might be wondering, why don't we remember our past lives? Well, while we definitely inherit traits and physical habits from our parents through our physical DNA, the soul carries its own completely separate, invisible baggage. These are called karmic vasanas. We're talking about deep-seated talents, completely irrational fears, and core personality impressions. Nature essentially gives us a wiped, fresh mind so we don't get completely overwhelmed by all those past memories, letting us actually focus on the present. But make no mistake, the soul's deep impressions are always there, entirely distinct from our biological DNA. Which brings us to our final thought for today's explainer. Is the soul a purely spiritual entity, exactly as the ancient sages described it? Is it highly complex quantum information woven right into the fabric of space-time, like modern physicists are proposing? Or is it possible these are simply 2 totally different vocabularies trying to describe the exact same underlying reality? It's a massive, profound question to leave you with, and one that really challenges everything we think we know about both spirituality and science. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this leaves you eager to go out and explore the mystery of your own consciousness. What do you believe? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, the greatest journey isn't outward, it's within.
If you're passionate about spirituality, self-discovery, and timeless wisdom, subscribe to Infinite Within and begin exploring the infinite power already inside you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.